Hello，大家好，欢迎来到原力区直播间，我是本次活动的主持人武荣，欢迎大家参与我们本期的 DEFI 专场特别活动。又到我们1月1度的DEFI 专场了。那我们邀请到了 DEFI 上面的优质项目来做客原力区直播间，与大家一起探讨如何围绕 DEFI 构建更好的 IC 生态。随着传统和加密领域的 VC 将目光投向了我们的加密市场，那越来越多的初创项目得到了更多的资金来发展。那反过来，这些创新性的项目也增加了实际用力，和一些真正的可访问性和可应用性的这些 DEFI 和应用，那从而促进了加密技术在全球的接受和采用，有了更多的资金注入，然后创新的多样性也随之出现了。那 DeFi 在2021年获得了快速一些增长。那今年呢，就是 SocialFi 和 GameFi 也就是吸引到了大家的眼球，成为了关键的一些驱动力。在加密市场上，大家都在蓬勃的发展，然后使用这样的技术来走向更大规模的应用。那在公链的方面呢 ，DEFI 提供了非常出色的这种部署和管理的应用程序和基础设施，然后具有非常稳定的架构，允许后端平滑的进行升级，然后去承载更多的应用，使开发过程更加顺畅。同时 ，ICP 也为托管和执行后端的一些代码呀，他们的一些计算的功能，然后提供了非常有竞争力的一个基础，从而孕育了更多的 IC 上面的优质项目。那本期的原力开放日，我们邀请到了 IC 生态的SocialFi 和 GameFi 两个非常具有代表性的项目方，叫 PartyBoard 和 GalacticWar。我们邀请到来自 PartyBoard 的 Business Development Contributor Josh 和 GalacticWar 的 Co-founder Hush 来分享他们致力于打造自己的这样子一个 SocialFi 和 GameFi 世界。Hello everyone, I'm Dolores. Welcome to our fourth open day of Fourth Web3 community. We are a non-profit community, and now there are public chains project, ecological developers and builders rely on between chains here. So we welcome everyone to speak out through our platform and promote the development of Web3 together. So thank you for joining us at the fourth open day where we're going to go through everything Web3 and the future of the internet. We're also a best place to launch or discover the brand new product constantly. Today, I'm so happy to have you here with us, and we are going to talk about the contributors within the internet computer ecosystem. In the 246 events of the fourth open day, we invite two of the most representative products of SocialFi and GameFi in the IC ecosystem, PartyBoard and GalacticWar, to tell us about the opportunity and challenges developing a decentralized social and the game. So first of all, I'd love to have our guests introduce themselves briefly. Our first guest is Josh, the business development contributor from the PartyBoard. Josh, over to you. Could you please introduce yourself briefly to our audience?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm the developer contributor of the PartyBoard. PartyBoard is a multi-chain metaverse that involves the idea of Web3 to integrate activities for entertainment and content creation by allowing crypto assets to have parties in a 3D metaverse.
Wow, it's really great. So happy to have you here with us. We're really excited about it. And the next is Hush, the co-founder from GalacticWar. Hush, will you share us? Hush will share us the challenges of developing a decentralized game. We're really excited to hear about this. So Hush, please say hi to our audience.
Hello everyone, I'm Harsh. I'm the co-founder of GalacticWar. It's a play-to-earn game built on the internet computer. It was built during the Supernova Hackathon and it has since outgrown, and we are constantly building, and I'm here to share some of the challenges that we faced while building a gamified project on ICP, as well as the generic challenges that are general to every play to earn games. So I'm happy to be here, and thanks to the fourth community as well as the Definity Foundation for giving us an opportunity to present our project as well as interact with other people.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's our pleasure to have you guys with us today. So let's move on the sharing from our guests, and really eager to hear how they build the digital world on Definity. We can start with the sharing from Josh. Josh, please do your presentation right now, and I will stop my presentation, my screen. Yeah, we can see it right now. Please get started.
So hi everyone. So this is our official website. We are still on the progress. So PartyBoard, we have started to build the PartyBoard Metaverse in the July 2021. So we have carefully planned our product and still working on the version 3 right now. So the initial design is we want to is a real-time chatting room. We want everything can happen on the chain, including the storage, calculating, and the communication. So we decide to develop on the Definity at first. So Definity is much more powerful in many aspects compared with the Ethereum. For example, the storage room of Ethereum is limited, and the Ethereum virtual machine can only perform the basic logistic operation compared with the Definity. So, however, the progress is much harder than we expect. That we find is to develop everything on the chain. So it's a little far behind our expectations. But we are still working on it. We have raised funds from the Alpha Group to support the daily operation. We are currently on the version 3 and hopefully will launch the public beta version in this year. We have switched part of the work to develop in the way of Web 2. So it will be much easier to bring bring much smoother experience to our users. While users' identity data will still be on chain and immutable. That's our fundamental and also our promise to the Definity. So what we can expect in the version 3? We still want to have parties with different themes happening on our PartyBoard Metaverse. Users can enter the Metaverse with avatar designed by their own, and they can purchase NFTs to decorate their avatar to make it much cooler. You know, a stylized avatar with personality is always welcome in the party. So even it's a party in the Metaverse. You also can sell the NFTs designed by you in the marketplace to gain profit. That's one way we want to do to reward the content creator. We also will actively introduce the joint name brands into our Metaverse world, which not only makes the Metaverse experience much close to the real world, but also it's also a possible way to monetize and make the system economical sustainable. But the most exciting part is you will get paid by participating in the parties. PartyBoard has introduced the play-to-earn mechanism to encourage users to participate in social activities by rewarding users with tokens. We want to use the token to incentive valuable social content creators, which are usually exploited by the Web2 platform. One big problem of Web2 platform is in the beginning they use the content creators to by us to attract the users. Then after the platform accumulates enough users and users already get used to the Web2 platform, they use the algorithm to make users to overly addicted to the content and feed them with ads to make profit for their shareholders. And on the other side, if a new creator wants to get noticed by users, he or she needs to pay the platform a lot to make sure their profile will be shown on the first page. So Web2 platform will always put their interest, the interest of shareholders in front of users or contributors. But we will use the majority of tokens to incentive content creators and users. So we are on the side of content creators and users. And users will be able to decide if they want to see the ads or not. It's not only about a fair game. We also want to, the more important thing is it must to have fun. So we will gather people with same interests together. For example, there will be parties with the theme of fishing. So everyone in the world who is interested in fishing can gather together in the metaverse and have parties. They probably don't know each other before, but the metaverse will give them a vivid environment. They can they can talk about what's the most exciting thing when they are fishing. And it definitely gives a more immersive experience than just chatting in the Discord or Telegram. That's why we are confident our users will stay and enjoy the PartyBoard. PartyBoard is committed to creating a brand new lifestyle that's above and beyond the imagination. Users may create, control, and sell their game experience using the platform's utility token. To make sure our vision be realized, we are actively seeking fundraising right now. We have already applied funds from the Polygon and hope you can be patient with us for the public beta version launch. Our team members include talented and experienced developers from top companies and universities who have achieved success in the industry project experience. As well as the senior business operators and experts deeply cultivated in the target industry for many years. We have now blockchain research, technology, and a business team of nearly 10 people with the development of PartyBoard and the increase in the application market share. PNB token will adopt an open attitude to attract talents who are willing to contribute to the community. Thanks, that's all. Hi, I'm so my sharing is completed.
Okay, thanks, Josh. You can stop sharing. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Josh, for the amazing presentation. As Josh mentioned, PartyBoard has established the main body model for the most core social module in the operation of networks, governance, consensus, economic communication, and the Oracle model. At the same time, is uses smart contract to give upper level application the ability to access the Metaverse social network and the multi-chain Web3 SocialFi protocol and the Web3 Metaverse social network. And the PartyBoard Metaverse contains two levels of concept. As Josh mentioned, the first one is their tool protocol built on the blockchain network. The support of this agreement is to provide a stable and open social infrastructure for the PartyBoard Metaverse. And the second level is a strong social networking developed by the PartyBoard Metaverse, demonstrated a Metaverse constructed through social behavior and the relationship graph through these two levels and support the access of numerous third-party applications. Before we move on, I'd like to share to our Chinese audience. So PartyBoard 就像刚才 Josh 为我们展示的那样啊，就是为元宇宙中最核心的社交模块，然后建立了主体的一些模型，包括治理、共识、经济通信，还有预言机等等这样的模型。那同时呢，它也使用了智能合约，赋予上层的应用去访问元宇宙社交网络的这种能力，然后实现了多链的 Web3 SocialFi 的协议和 Web3 Metaverse 这样子的社交网络。那PartyBoard 它的包含了元宇宙啊，元宇宙包括了2个级别的概念，一个是可以建立在区块链网络上的这种2层协议，然后他们的协议的目的就是为这个元宇宙平台然后提供一个稳定的开放的基础设施。第2个层次呢，就是PartyBoard Metaverse 开发的这种强社交属性的这种平台，然后通过这种结构，然后展示了一个通过社交行为和关系图构建的这样一个元宇宙，然后支持众多的第三方的应用去接入。那刚才Josh 也为我们展示了就是官网啊，就是我们可以看到它的一些邀请机制啊，然后通过邀请的这种连接去参与到社交里面，去建立自己的关系和社交圈，然后获取一些有价值的信息，同时也可以贡献出更有价值的信息。我们也期待看到 PartyBoard 更多的发展和更新好的，让我们就有请下一位嘉宾。Hush 为我们分享 GalacticWar 的最新进展和构建去中心化游戏的一些挑战。Okay, thanks, Josh. We do hope to say there are more updates and developments in the future of the SocialFi and the Metaverse area. Let's move on to the next guest, Hush. Hush, please do your presentation right now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Yes, just give me a minute. I'll share my screen.
And Hush, your voice is kind of not clearly. Could you please adjust it a little bit?
Okay. Is it audible now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone. So let me give you a brief about what is GalacticWar, and then we can move on towards discussing the problems and the challenges faced by various P2E, play-to-earn games and the GameFi industry as a whole. So we started building GalacticWar keeping in mind about the current challenges of the GameFi world. The games are, while the tokenomics are very interesting, but the games are not very entertaining. As a result, when the incentives drop, the users also drop, the amount of users or the players drop significantly. This results in a less competitive environment. As a result, the price of the token also falls. So let me give you a brief about what GalacticWar does. And so GalacticWar is a play-to-earn game which is built on Icon. It is a real-time strategy type game. You can compare it to Clash of Clans, but on the Web3. So we strongly believe that a good game must have 3 things. One is it must be real time. Second is it must be entertaining. And the third is it must have scarcity of resources. So for any game to be successful, these 3 are the important ingredients that they must have. And we have tried to mix those 3 in our game, GalacticWar. Now let's move on to the core values that we embrace, and any GameFi or gaming should embrace these 3 core values. So whenever you are making a game that is decentralized, you must acknowledge the environment or the benefit that decentralization brings to your project. So first is any game that is decentralized must embrace the decentralization. All the asset ownership as well as the coins, tokens must be decentralized when you are creating a decentralized game. Second is bonding. So whenever you are creating a decentralized game, bonding is also very important. Bonding between your community as well as other players is very important when you are building a decentralized game. The third is entertainment. If a game doesn't bring entertainment, the players will get bored and will drop off. So entertainment is very necessary to bring in players. You cannot totally rely on tokenomics to bring in more players. You must bring the element of entertainment in gaming as well as competitiveness to bring in or lure more players into the game. Now let's move on to assets. So whenever you are making a game in the Web3, you must take care of what assets are syncing or tokens, or what assets are giving out tokens. So keeping this in mind, we have three types of assets. The first one are attackers. These are the troops that attack other bases and bring in the resources for you. Then we have defenders. These are the buildings that defend your land and try to help you out when some attackers attack your land. The third we have are resource producing assets such as tokens and miners. So the miners produces Aureus, which is our in-game native currency. The miners are only bought, can be bought using the ICP, and all the other assets can be bought using our in-game currency, that is Aureus. Now, user journey. Let's move on to the user journey. So whenever a user starts with the game, they first get a town hall from us. The town hall is free. They can place the town hall in the building. Then the user can choose to buy miner that will produce Aureus, or they can directly buy and but they can directly mine the characters as well as Aureus from a DEX that is available on the ICP. So this is the after they have got the players, they have defenders and attackers. So they can now move on to the battle part, where they attack other people's bases and try to loot and raid them. And if they are successful, they are rewarded with Aureus tokens. And if they are not successful, their troops die and they have to revive them by spending some of the Aureus, or they can directly buy it from other players as well. So now let's move on to some of the features that we provide in a game. So the first part is asset upgradation. So all the assets that you see from defense building to the attackers are upgradable and can be upgraded using the Aureus. With upgrades, you get better damage, health, and defense mechanisms. Then we have a 3D marketplace in which all the users can view their assets in a 3D environment. This 3D marketplace is open source, and any asset 3D in the GLB format can be uploaded to this marketplace. Then we have guilds. So guilds are very important when you are creating a game. Guilds are clans that can play together, share resources, pool their resources together for a reward, and they can participate in tournaments as a team, so they have better chance to win the reward. Then we have liquid assets. So all our assets are liquid and can be exchanged or sell or bought anytime a user wants. This allows user to not bind totally with the game, and they can eventually, if they are in a liquid crunch, they can sell some of their assets to buy other assets. The fourth thing is base building. So the users build their own bases and they can build it differently. They can build the architecture as they want. They can place the buildings wherever they want to. This creates an emotional connection of users to their bases. And we have found that the users are very engaging and the active user count increases if you include these kind of features in your game. And now our architecture. Architecture is one of the important things when you are building a decentralized environment. It is better to make your architecture open source so that other users and gamers who are particularly your shareholders can understand what are you building on top of. So we have 3 canisters deployed on the ICP network. The one is for the backend, which handles all our real-time communications using our WebSocket connection and a game engine. Then we have a front end and a back end, a game front end and the market end front end canisters. So the game front end handles all the gaming aspects, holds all the gaming part, and then the market front end hosts the market. We have built our game on Unity, and we are using the WebGL to make it available on the browser. Now let's move on. So now let's talk a bit about the challenges you face when building on the Web3 environment. So let's first discuss about the Web2 economics. So the Web2 games, there are 3 types of economic that are managed by them. So first is balance, soft and premium currencies. So if you have played any Web2 games, you have 2 types of currency. One is the soft currency and the other is the premium currency. So the soft currency are essentially easy to obtain, and they can be obtained by playing daily. They are obtained in the form of rewards, daily login, gameplay, and there are many ways to obtain these soft currencies. And the premium currencies are can only be bought by using real world money. But this premium currency offers a large benefit to the audience and makes it worthwhile to spend your currency money on the premium currency. So the soft currency to handle inflation, what Web2 game does are they create sinking sources, and they are very high if you are buying them with the soft currency. But if you are spending your premium currency, you can get the same resources for a less amount of money. So now let's move on to the other key point, that is managing sources and sinks. So the sources are the things the way in which the player obtains the currency, the soft currency, and the sinks are the sources that player spends their money on. So whenever you are building the game, you have to keep in mind that the sinks must be larger than the sources. Otherwise, the gamers will earn a lot of amount of money, and there will be nothing to spend on. So you have to manage your sources and sinks in a Web2 economic environment. Then there are encouraging marketplace. So there are marketplaces even in the Web2 games, and so the players can sell or buy their assets from the marketplace. Now Web3 economics. So when you move on to the Web3 part, you have to think of as a building a nation state. Instead of comparing it to the limiting it to the only game, you have to think of it as you are handling a nation state. So I have prepared a table which you can see that in the nation state there is a government, but in the Web3 economics, all the economic activity such as fiscal policies and monetary policies are in the hand of a developer. Then instead of currency, we have tokens. Market participants are gamer, and in nation state we have one person, one vote, while in Web3 game we have one token, one vote. Then in nation state we have property rights, and in Web3 games we have game asset. So whenever you are building a Web3 game, you have to keep in mind that you are building a nation state, and the economy must have fiscal as well as monetary policies. So one way to think about it is that there are ways to handle your monetary policy. You cannot inflate the token too much. You cannot give out so many rewards that there will be a less of the sinks part. So you have to be the monetary policy. You have to create your monetary policy in a way which attracts new user to join your game, but also benefits the older users that have already been in your game for a while, and so they give the benefit. You have to manage everything when you are building a Web3 game. Now, some of the secrets of play-to-earn games. So you have to keep in mind that whenever a user joins into the play-to-earn game, you have to create your user base in such a way that 5 to 20% of users are actually spending their money in the game. So these are essentially the players that will give the benefit to the other players by spending their own money, because these are the users from developed nations or countries that they can spend money for entertainment. While 30-40% of your users will not be able to spend money, they will be only there for fun, and they will not play regularly. They will play when they get time. And other 40% of your users must be competitive. They must be crunching very hard. They must be hustling in order to get a boost or to make the game very competitive for other users. So these are the users that create competitiveness. These are the 40% of the users are that they create competitiveness, and which lures the 5 to 20% of the people that will actually spend the money. So you must adjust your economics in this way so that you can have a healthy play-to-earn game model, and your game can sustain over a longer period of time. Now, our core team, I'm Harsh. We have Dvij and Harsh Bhanushali. We are a bit tech-heavy team. We have been into tech for more than 5 years, and I have worked as a security expert for many, even Fortune 500 companies, while Dvij is expert in real-time networking, and Harsh Bhanushali is a Blender guru. He is extremely good at 3D modeling and other stuff. So with that, I would like to end my presentation, and if there are any questions, I'm open to it. Thank you again for allowing me to present. Thank you.
Really, thank you. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Harsh. Let me share my screen. Really, thanks, Harsh, for the amazing presentation. We know that the Galactic War is a novel practical that means the NFT and the gaming and DeFi. At the core, Galactic War is played to earn, a game which is powered by SAP blockchain. The community can contribute and earn in a variety of ways, including but not least to playing game, live streaming, gameplay, staking weapon, as well as selling on secondary marketplace. On August 25th, Galactic War has announced a collaboration with the Polygon Studios, which is the home of the all NFT gaming and Metaverse projects that are on the Polygon protocol. So I have to say congratulations. And Hash has just shared with us the current challenges facing decentralized games, including they plan to increase more assets over time, and writing a whole gaming logic on the blockchain requires multiple contracts, so they have to deploy more contracts, as well as making assets generic, because NFT gaming and streaming are always interconnected. So before we move on, I'd like to explain to our audience as well. Now, Galactic War 是一个混合了 NFT 游戏和 DeFi 的这样一个非常新颖的协议。那它的核心是由一款叫做 SAP 区块链驱动的这样子的 Play to Earn 的游戏。那社区可以通过多种的方式贡献和赚钱，包括但不限于玩游戏啊、直播游戏和在二级市场上去交易武器这样的 NFT 的这样的形式啊。那在8月25号，Galactic War 也是宣布了和 Polygon Studio 的合作。我们知道 Polygon Studio 是一个基于 Polygon 协议的为 NFT 和游戏和 Metaverse 等等项目进行开发和合作的这样一个工作室。刚刚 Hash 也和我们分享了去中心化游戏所面临的挑战，例如说在游戏中建立更多的艺术作品，然后部署更多的合约，确保游戏的这种游戏的逻辑，然后还有游戏中的资产的流动和交易等等的。当然我们今天也准备了我们圆桌问题，然后邀请嘉宾为我们作答。Okay, so I'm going to move on to our panel and more about projects in the IC ecosystem. So we do hope more questions for you. For you guys today, welcome to join us for the Q&A. The first question is, earlier this month, the BTC and ICP integration beta was released, and the developers can immediately start testing and building with the integration API. What do you think about this milestone? This question is for both of you guys, so maybe we will start with Josh. Josh, could you please answer this for us firstly?
Hi. So I think this is a great start. Subsequent to the ICPs will incorporate more classic tokens so that users can seamlessly switch one chain from another chain. I think it's really great.
Okay. Hash, do you have any additional ideas? We'd love to hear your thoughts as well.
Yes, actually, we have been testing or reading documentation about this BTC and ICP bridge. So I think it is very beneficial for developers for both the sides, as ICP provides hosting as well as backend features that Bitcoin lacks. This bridge will essentially help more people drive towards the ICP community, because BTC has a large amount of followers that want to participate into NFTs, into gaming, but Bitcoin is very limited in being a currency rather than being a platform to accommodate gamers as well as builders. So I think that it's beneficial on both the side, and it's very beneficial to holders of Bitcoin as well as internet computers, that they can interact without any, they can interact in a trustless manner by using this integration. While it's currently still on beta, I think it will soon launch in the mainnet also after some security auditing and some things have take place. But overall, it's very healthy development for both of the projects, and especially the Definity part. It will drive adoption a lot sooner and quicker.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Harsh, we really learn a lot from this. Thanks, Josh and Harsh. Yes, the properties of the IC's Bitcoin integration will make it a premier foundation for DeFi that incorporates Bitcoin, enhancing the functionality and the value of the existing DeFi system, where unleashing a wave of new products leveraging Bitcoin liquidity, such as Infinity Swap, Sonic, and the ICP Swap. Overall, BTC could become one of the major tokens on the IC, besides ICP, to be used for any conceivable use cases. So 刚才我们的嘉宾也有提到啊，就是 IC 的比特币集成这样子的一个事件，那可以会将使 IC 在整个整合了比特币之后呢，增强了现在的一些 DeFi 的生态系统的功能和价值，然后提升了更多的一些功能 ，IC 的更多的功能，然后释放一些流动性啊等等的一些基础设施啊等等啊。那总体而言 ，BTC 可能会是就是帮助 IC 成为就是更加具有扩展性，然后用于任何可以想象的用例。BTC 也将成为呢除 ICP 之外的一些就是 Definity 上面的这样的代币之一哈。So let's move on to the next question. The second question is the internet computers of the Web3's reliance on Web2 tech. So what contributions do you think IC has made in promoting the development of the Web3? Harsh, would you please answer this for us?
Sure. Before internet computer, there was a problem going on around, like you can have a backend as a smart contract, but serving the front end part had to be relied on the Web 2, such as AWS and other services. But after the arrival of ICP, even the front end can be served using the ICP network. As well as ICP also provides the storage, which is very similar to the Filecoin or IPFS part, you may say. So I think that the ICP provides a full stack environment for developers, which was lacking earlier. This will drive the adoption of Web3, and I can say that ICP has made the front end part also decentralized. So earlier we were seeing hacks on around domains of large large DEFI projects were getting hacked, and then essentially they were making users go towards other smart contracts, pointing towards other smart contracts. So these kind of hacks will end by serving the front end in a decentralized manner, as well as ICP has organized many events. If you see the Supernova, which was the largest hackathon that happened in the Web3 space. Besides that, ICP has been constantly promoting the Web3 drive and providing a platform, providing a language like Motoko, which is very easy to develop. Even JavaScript developers can easily pick up Motoko and start developing on it. So these are the things that ICP has contributed towards the Web3 space, and they are continuously contributing. And I think that they will drive a huge amount of people from the Web2 space towards the Web3 ecosystem.
Thanks, Harsh. Josh, we'd love to hear your thoughts as well.
Okay, I think Harsh has already said the most thing about the IC. So I think it's a very advanced network design, and in terms of in respect of the technology, architecture, and the hardware design. So it will be much easier to develop the Web3 application on this architecture. Thanks.
Yes, definitely. And the IC is really powerful for us. So thanks, Josh and Harsh, after this for us. Let's move on to the next question. The Internet computer blockchain recently surpassed 1 billion blocks on July 13th. What do you think is the biggest progress in the IC ecosystem? What are your expectations for the future development? Harsh, what is the idea about this? Please share with us.
I would say the progress can be for tech-wise. I will first start with the technological progress that ICP has made. The Motoko has been the biggest progress, I would say. The language, it's developed in such a way that it's very easier to interact with and learn it. So developers can easily onboard and can be onboarded. Other than that, the BTC integration, Bitcoin integration we talked about is also a great progress. Very few projects have such bridge between Bitcoin and them. On the community side, I would say that they have onboarded a large amount of developers. Even if I see the Discord, they have people always asking questions. They have developers always interacting with the core devs, and so they have built a community based on ideas, and they have built a communities that is incentivized to talk about and suggest various ways in which the ICP protocol can be improved. If you see that community forum, there has always been talk about different standards, implementing different standards. Even some of the community devs have contributed a large amount of code towards the development, and you may see the GitHub. So I think that they have made progress on both the side, handling the community, growing the community, as well as backing it with the technology that they have built. I think that they have managed both very greatly, and in the future we might see even better contributions from the community member towards the ICP ecosystem.
Thanks, Harsh. Josh, how about you? I would love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, I think it indicates the ICR ecology is blooming, and it's also, we are also seeing it gathering a lot of experts joining to contribute. So PartyBoard also look forward to make a phenomenal SocialFi application on it.
Yes. We know SAP is only infinitely scalable blockchain building a truly decentralized Web3. This milestone bears testimony not only to the potential of the IC, but to the efforts of those involved in the years of groundbreaking research and development that made this possible. Before we move on, I'd like to explain as well. So 刚才我们的嘉宾也提到过哈，那 ICP 呢是构建我们之前就一直在说 ICP 是构建真正去中心化的 Web3 的唯一的可以无限可扩展的区块链。那我们也知道可扩展性对于区块链的重要性。那这一里程碑不仅证明了互联网计算机的这样的一个潜力，也证明了参与多年开创性研发的人们的这个努力是没有白费的。那在我们之前就是之前看到一个报道中啊，就是如果达到 IC 现在所达到的这个成就，那比特币的这个网络需要18000年。然后目前他们是有750万个区块，然后以太坊呢也需要约5000年。然后因为是以太坊上目前是1500万个区块，那 Solana 呢也将花费超过18年，因为他们目前只有1.2亿块。So I have to say, so amazing to DEFI to achieve such amazing achievement. Yeah, thanks again for our guests. We do hope your project will have more development and more collaborations in the future in different fields. Okay, so let's stay tuned and catch up with the development of all of this project. Thanks again, Josh and Harsh, for today's amazing sharing about what you have done. Take care. So see you next time.
Thank you.
好的呢，再次感谢几位嘉宾啊，今天的到来和精彩的分享。我们一直有提到 IC 是对模型实施最多，然后积极改变的这样的一个网络之一。那让我们期待2022年 DEFINITY 生态能够更加繁荣，社区更加丰富。园林区后续也会继续为大家带来有趣的话题和生态资深大咖的分享。欢迎关注我们园林区的公众号，加入我们的 Telegram 和 Discord， 在社群内与我们互动和交流，精彩活动第一时间知道。谢谢大家，我们下周二再见。Thanks everyone. We do hope you have a great day.